What's up, everyone? I took pure Spright to the Broken Arrow regional. It was actually the vendor's first regional dice addiction, which is pretty cool. They did a pretty good job. It was a little scrambled, I won't lie, but they did their best. And honestly, I'm kind of excited for the next one. Banlist dropped while we were at the tournament, which is hype too. So I'll probably do a little bit of a banlist discussion now. So we're on 3 blue, of course. Blue's the searcher. Get your jet, get your carrot, get your reds. Good guy, good guy. You play 3 jet, of course. He's going to be searching your starters, smashers, double cross, your main forms of interruption. And also in the pure, you have the room for it. You play gamma burst, and you're actually just you kind of just want to, the way I play it is I kind of just try to overwhelm my opponent in OTK quickly, kind of like the way Mathmech plays in a way. But it's really easy to just throw negates on the boards, considering you main deck 2 red and 1 carrot, which I'm thinking about bumping carrot up to 2 because I just really like having main deck monsters that just give you interaction. And I've even I've played 2 smashers before just to get more use out of jet in later game states, but sometimes you just end the game so quickly you never need it. But when you are in the grind game, it's really nice having searchable outs for multiple traps. Like against Labyrinth specifically, if you banish multiple of their welcomes, it's pretty nice. Or if you banish their ladies, or just Smashers is just pretty good against them. So is Carrot, of course, and Red's pretty alright too, again, especially against a furniture build, which is getting more popular lately because it's good against cash. I'm on the Melffy stuff. Just about everybody in their right mind is. You get ridiculous amount of value for running just these 2 cards, and they're not even bricks because every single Melffy, they special summon themselves from the hand in the end phase. So even if you hard open one, it's just free tribute cost for your main deck monsters, or it's just smashers fuel. But if you open Caddy, you're chilling, because Caddy can search Penny, and then you can do your synchro line like normal. But if you open Penny, that kind of blows. But you can honestly, sometimes opening Penny and normal summoning it is kind of good because you can make an Arclight, which Arclight's just a pretty good card against certain things. Like Naturia, it's pretty good against because they can't really get Big Tree Engrave under Arclight, and that's really big, especially since that card's coming to 1. So if you establish Arclight against them, they can't really use Big Tree, because if they do, it's pretty much gone for the rest of the game. I actually don't think there's a way to recover Big Tree if it gets banished. I don't know. Also, another thing, Caddy can search any beast, which can search Nimble Beaver, which Nimble Beaver is a great starter for the deck. It's it is the best normal summon. As soon as you normal summon him, you can special an Angler from the deck, and that can go into any of your Link rank 2s pretty much. Most of the time, I go for Sprint first instead of Gigantic, just so I can have more variation with plays. And also, I'd rather have Sprint get negated than Gigantic, because sometimes Ibly Lock will just solo people. So I don't know if it's probably misplays. I should probably just go for establishing a board before just Ibly locking. But I won't lie, it is really good. But this was my first time really playing with Ibly. Every time I've played Spright before, I've played Runic, Gishki. I even played a good bit of Bestial Spright with some Nemesis cards, but I've never really played Ibly, so I'm probably misusing it. I think I've learned to be a bit more sparing with it, but I cited it out in a game against Naturia Runic, where if I would have just left it in game 3, I would have just easily won it. But he ended up taking that match against me because I think I don't even know what I summoned off of Gigantic. I think I summoned a Carrot or something, which, I got some value out of it, but he was just able to kind of snowball. He had 3 Camel on field, and anytime you see that, it's just it's just spooky. That's it for the monsters I play. So now we're going to start getting into the spells. just still rather standard stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't too spicy with my build. I was trying to be more streamlined. We're on 3 starter. This is about to go to 2, effective June 2nd. I don't think it hurts the deck like at all. Like it's a little nudge on the shoulder to, like, you know, remind us that, you know, we're probably not going to be so fortunate next list. I mean, we've been consistently getting tops since we've came out, except for, I mean, hell, even in tier format, I think we have. I mean, it's dropped off in the OCG. I just recently looked up at some metagame reports on the Road to the King, and it's not on there from what I saw. So maybe we'll be okay, but it's a little spooky, I'd say. I'm also running 3 E-Telly, which is sadly going to be getting cut more than likely. I've seen some people try to run Epsilon instead of Gamma, because Gamma's getting limited to 1. I don't really think that's a great idea, even though Pirelli is going to be a very prevalent deck in the future. Hell, even now, it's a pretty prevalent deck. I didn't see it at all against the tournament, but I did see other people playing it. I just did not get matched against it, sadly. I really wanted a Pirelli matchup because, I mean, I've only really seen people play it online, and I've played against it online a few times, but most of it was, like, new players, like, people new to the deck, so I really want to see, like, a competitive player on that deck, because it seems really, really scary, honestly. Spright smells, I'm running a Smashers and a Gamma Burst. Smashers is a goat. Gamma Burst also a goat. Lets you steal games. OTK really easily. If you can't use this, you can more likely use Shadow Mosquito for game, which I'll get into some cool stuff you can do with them in the side deck with Kaijus. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, we run 2 talents. Talent is a great card in pretty much any deck, and especially, I think, Spright, because you kind of... People like the hand trap Spright, and people are playing hand traps right now, so, like, Tactics is going off. I would be playing 2 and a Thrust. I think I actually might be cutting the starter for a Thrust, but I also got to cut these E-Tellies, so... I'm not sure. I'm also thinking about playing a sub-engine. I think there's some room for experimentation, but I think I'm definitely leaving in Tactics because I think the card's really good in Spright, because a lot of times I use this card mainly online, but it is really funny when it happened at the tournament. I was like, I see an evenly in their hand. It's just like, oh, word, I have carrot for that. And then it's just nice. It's just really nice that you can look at their hand, know what you're preparing for, and that's really good insight, and then putting one back. Not to mention drawing 2 is pretty nice too, and also yoinking one for game. Of course, that's good. Of course, that's good. I mean, this is kind of a going second deck whenever you put Gamma Burst in it, low-key. Not gonna lie. But... Yeah. For hand traps, which I know most people put them with the monsters, but I'm weird. I run 3 Ash because it hits a lot of things. Main thing, Brandon Fusion. And yeah, I don't like that card too much, and it's probably their best card, so you gotta run 3 Ash. I said I don't like that card that much. It's a pretty cool card. I honestly think it's a decently balanced card, but every card surrounding Brandon now is just kind of like ridiculous. I'm really glad Expulsion got banned, but the new Fusion, I'm pretty sure accomplishes the same thing, but I guess it's just whatever. I mean, I guess they just want you to get Gimmick Puppet locked. I guess Konami likes that mechanic. 3 Droll and Lockbird. I'm not so sure if Droll and Lockbird was the move, boys. I honestly think things like Valor and Imperm are things you want to maximize yourself on against things like Kashtira, because Droll and Lockbird is, like, you know, decent against them sometimes, but there are some hands that just plays through Droll, and like you just kind of you'd rather have, like, you know, guaranteed stuff. And if you know, play Valors and Imperms, neither one of them are once per turn, and Valors can stop them on their turn, and if you draw into Imperm, you can Imperm their Rise Heart, pretty sure, and you're chilling. But yeah, Droll and Lockbird is really good against super heavy Samurai though, but that deck is just now getting banned, so I mean, it's good against Pirelli, it's good against a lot of things, but I mean, I don't know. I'm considering not running it anymore. I'm not sure. Need more thought. 3 Gamma, this is definitely about to change. Of course, I ran a driver too. Don't forget about the boy. Gamma is really nice, especially with E-Telly. I ran Shifter in the side deck, so if I ever opened like Shifter Gamma, I was just cheesing, man, because that's it's like having a Nibiru plus hand trap, but like, it's just great. I don't know. It's pretty similar to that, but Nibiru plus hand trap sometimes better. Obviously, against Kashtira, it is much better. But I had different things for Kashtira sided. I wasn't too big on Nib. I didn't think many people would play into Nib, honestly. I mean, I probably should have banked on misplays, but I didn't honestly think. I don't think I played against anyone who played into Nib. And just for the last traps, just 2 impermanent double cross. Yeah, imperm nice. Imperm nice card. Double cross is really sweet too. If you establish Ibly lock with double cross and an Xyz to attach to, normally people can't play through it. But if you also have the Melffy stuff too, and you get a bounce or an arc light on top of the double crosser smashers, and it's just really hard to get through that Ibly lock, especially if you summon your things in defense position, which is pretty cool. I don't know if a lot of people know that you can just summon Gigantic with links whenever the hell you want to. It's not like a once per turn thing. Like you can use 2 links to make a Gigantic, or like you can make 2 Gigantics in a turn and send them both in defense position. I mean, like, that's not really that great of an idea because you exhaust your grind game, but I mean, some weird hands call for it. Am I right? If you know it's an auto win, you know that the only way they win is they crush the Ibly. You do that, they scoop. You know. So for the extra deck, I am on 2 Sprend, of course. You need 2 Sprend, honestly. You only use 1 on summon effect more than likely in your game, unless if you play Soul Scissors, which I've never really been a big fan of Soul Scissors. I mean, it's a little bit better now, but back whenever it like came out in Darkwing Blast, I thought that shit was so bad because you could just bestial it away and there goes your, pop with your elf. And then like I was on the Wind Up Kitten, and Wind Up Kitten was so much better because it was also non-destruction against tier, which is just really good. But yeah, Sprend bouncing really good. Yeah, I think it's a bounce right here. Yeah, it's pretty good. If they special a monster, you can just detach. So like whenever you have him plus Melffy plus double cross, that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 interruptions on top of Melffy also being a negate. I mean, it's not always, you don't really always get its negate off, but it comes up sometimes. I'm also running IP Masquerena and Nightmare Cerberus. Nightmare Cerberus can discard Angler if you draw it, and that can be pretty nice for getting fuel for like red or carrot on your opponent's turn in like a weird scenario where you need to do that instead of Avermaxing. But I'm also really considering playing Appaloosa in this deck, because there's sometimes that I felt like if I just summoned like a 3-mana Appo on someone, like that would have just been GG instead of Avermax. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna think about it a little bit more. Still cooking. I played Lambda because I didn't actually summon it because I didn't really draw Gamma that much today. But of course, Lambda is a good time and good card if you draw into Gamma, because if you draw into Gamma, you obviously can't use it if you make a board. But if you end on Lambda, you can. That's 1 extra interruption, or you could use it as a bluff. I'm playing Avermax, of course. He's essentially the boss monster, and like I was saying, I'm considering playing a Appaloosa. Not necessarily instead. I'm probably still going to play Avermax, but I just feel like there's sometimes where you're going to want an Appaloosa. I'm also considering playing a Unicorn, because Unicorn's just a good card to be able to summon on your opponent's turn. That's it for Link monsters. Going into the Xyzs, we played 2 Gigantic Spright. Really like this guy. This guy's always been cool. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of really want him to get like a Starlight or a Secret Printing, because he's just such a pretty card, low-key. And I just really like the way the black looks. I really, don't get me wrong, I really like Ulti Blue, but Ulti Gigantic Spright, bro, That would have been sick. That would have been sick. We also playing Ninja Shadow Mosquito because the counter thing is really relevant. Because if you kaiju someone and if you use a kaiju with 27k or more attack, you just need him plus 3 other monsters to swing into it. You use him to put the counter on him whenever you attack, and then you attack into 3 monsters using his effect to burn them for 27k or more, and you'll do 8,000 damage. Yeah, so it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Melffy XEs, of course. Generic XE, search the Melffy stuff, add layers of interaction to your board. It's just really nice. Sometimes the negate comes up that also prevents them from attacking. Sometimes it comes up. It really does. Like, it's very rare, but it saved me a few times from a couple things. Played an on-imp to help simplify game states and clear game easier. I wish I played an on-imp in a Nightmare Phoenix with the Nightmare Cerberus, because there's a couple times that I've really needed to pop or force a spell or trap or back row, you know. I played Downard Zeus, which I actually didn't get a summon. I was actually about to whip this out on someone, but right before I did, I got super polyed, and I was like, damn. Sucks to suck, am I right? But yeah, no, this is a goated combo. Of course. And then the last 2 cards I played in my extra deck were Synchro Monsters for the penny summons. And I just played Arclight and Joyous Melffys, which I really want this card to get at least like a super rare or something, because I really like this card's art. It's like, I really like pastel coloring, and it's got like this nice contrast of like nice, like, you know, like pinks and stuff, and it's got like nice really deep blues and greens. I just really like the way this card looks, and it's a really fun card to use, honestly, because whenever you summon it out with penny, you get to bounce a card. Is that just a monster? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can target a face-up monster on the field, return it to the hand, which is just like a compulse. Yeah, that's just compulse, that means you can do that to your own monsters, which is not something I really thought about until I just, you know, kind of reminded myself of what it did. So yeah, that's a pretty nice card. Arclight's Arclight. You know, some decks, Naturia especially, struggles under Arclight, especially with one big tree coming up. That's it for the main. Really quickly, going into the side. Played a Nib and a Gores token because you never know. You never know. But for the side, I played 3 Shifter. Shifter go Burr. Really easy to OTK through Shifter. Yeah, ban this card. Ban this card. This like this card is so stupid. Like we have shit like Macrocosmos and stuff, and people complain about that, but then we got a guy who just does it from the fucking hand. It's just like, why? Why is this guy a thing? It doesn't make any sense. We play 3 kaijus, of course, 27k or more. That is relevant, very relevant. It's the main reason behind that. Rise Heart Pass, and then you just OTK them after kaijuing them, because you just, you know, have to make 1 rank 2, and then put 3 other bodies on field, which is really easy. You play Bestials. I should have played a little bit more Bestials, and I'm very much considering playing Bestials in the main just for extension, because Bestials are really good, and playing like 2 Magna and a Baldrake, I feel like could be pretty good, because you can summon, like, even if your opponent's not on Darks or anything, but they are on extra deck stuff, you can just use your own resources to summon a Baldrake, and then you can, you know, banish one of their extras or rituals, which I feel like there's some ritual deck that's like relevant. Like there's some rituals that are like good to banish too, but Baldrake's just a good card. I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Druisworm's also nice. He's kind of weird though. I mean, I don't know if I like Baldrake more, but they're both kind of weird. But I'm glad they are. I'm glad they work the way that they do, because if they didn't, I feel like they'd just be too good, because they're already DD Crow plus a level 6 body, which is really good. We play 3 Dark Ruler no more. Simplified game state. sweep up the board, establish a board, let them play through it, OTK them next turn. Good card, goated card. And then 2 Cosmic and a Harpies. So my matchups pretty much were older weird decks, except for one Runic Naturia matchup that I had that was pretty cool. First matchup was Shadal. He won game 1 because I think it was the Avermax. He swung into my Avermax while he had Grapple on the field, and he negated it, like quote unquote, like changed its effect to discard 1. And I know you're not supposed to be able to activate stuff like that in the damage step, but I just didn't catch it quick enough, so I just kind of let him did it, and then I scooped it up. And then game 2, I can't remember exactly really what I did. I'm pretty sure I just OTK'd him really quickly, and I think I also shiftered him, which was pretty nice. I love shiftering. And then game 3, dude went cracked, and he had deck lockdown window, which, I mean, that's just rough, bro. Deck lockdown window, fat rip. Game 2, match 2 with Runic Naturia was good, pretty cool, nice stuff. Good player, shouts out to him. Game 3 was against, I'm not sure. I can't really remember my matchups all too well. But I just didn't really do as well as I was hoping. And after I lost game 1 and 2, I kind of realized I probably wasn't going to be facing against like anything like Kashtira or Pirelli or Super Heavy Sam, and I just kind of lost all my energy, and I just fell off my performance for the rest of the day. And then I ended up dropping after getting a no-show opponent for I think round 6. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and see ya. As a wrap.